North American Top Team coach Mike Brown. Mike, a lot of big fights coming up for this team in the next couple of months, but maybe in the near future, none bigger than Dustin Poirier fighting Max Holloway for the interim UFC lightweight title, UFC 236. You've been with Dustin for a long time now. He's finally getting this opportunity. I know how much this means to him to be able to fight for a UFC belt. Can you just talk about maybe his journey to getting here and what you've kind of seen the growth from him over the past few years?
Yeah, I think it's the perfect time. I'm glad it kind of took this long. I mean, maybe he could have won the belt a year or two ago, but I'm really glad he's had this time to mature and really come into his own and found his game, and he found his. He's had a great career, some amazing fights, but he's every time he's lost, he's made like the right corrections. He's gone back and analyzed it and come back much stronger. And now he's without a doubt at his absolute prime. He's a monster. He hits so hard. He's with both hands, kicks hard with both legs. His gas tank is as good as it gets, and he knows how to use it. He can pressure anybody and take anybody out. This is the time.
How much of this being the right time has to do with him fighting at lightweight? I mean, obviously, we don't know ultimately what those cuts to 45 really took out of him, but this seems like the best weight class for him. How much of a change do you notice from him in the gym being at this weight?
It's been great for him. I mean, you see it time and time again. I think cutting a ton of weight is not good for your durability. I mean, we've seen it so many times. The guys that are cutting a lot of weight, their chin is not as strong. I mean, that was the case with Dustin when he was killing himself to make 45. It was like every ounce of food was measured, every walnut was counted. You know, everything was absolute. I mean, his life was miserable. You know, and now he enjoys himself. He focuses more on training, more on fighting, and not cutting weight. And that's what it's all about. And he's enjoying his life, and he's so much stronger, so much more durable, and he's having fun.
Yeah, and it's very interesting too with this fight against Max. It's almost like a barometer of his development in a way, right? He obviously beat him in the first fight, but so much has changed since then. Max is obviously, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world right now. When you look at the difference, though, like, is there anything in preparation for this rematch that you can take away from the first fight, or is it so long ago that it's irrelevant?
I mean, they're both like completely different guys nowadays. I think Dustin can mix it up. I mean, he submitted him in the first one. I mean, everybody who has beat Max has put him on the floor at least once. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But Dustin's game is to come forward and to crack you. You know, he hits hard with both hands and it doesn't go away. He can hit just as hard in the fifth as he can in the first. We've always known that he's going to be a monster in 5-rounders. You know, couldn't wait for him to start getting main events and 5-rounders. We knew that's where he was going to really excel, and then it's showing. I mean, they're all fight of the night, fight of the year caliber fights, and he pulls away as the fight goes on. So I think there's not much we can take out of the last one. I think they're different fighters, but I don't know. That's that.
Yeah, no, and you could kind of say the same about Max, right, in terms of 5-rounders. I mean, he landed the most strikes ever in a UFC fight in his last out against Brian Ortega. And it seems like once he gets into a rhythm, that's when people have really, really big problems with him. How important in this fight is that to disrupt that rhythm and not let Max Holloway settle into his striking game?
Yeah, you got to mix it up. It's an MMA fight. They both have beat guys by kind of gassing them out, but this time, I don't think that'll happen with either of them. You know, they can't rely on only gas on this fight. It's going to come down to skill, right? Because I don't think either guy is going to gas out. So it's going to be who's got the better skills, who's got the most tricks, who hits the hardest, who is the most strategic. You know, who is the better fighter, not just who has the better gas tank, because they both have really good gas tanks.
And as I mentioned off the top, you've been with Dustin for a long time. You've seen his ups, his downs. You've been been a part of a lot of big moments as a coach. What would it mean to you to see him achieve that goal he's been pursuing for so long, to be a UFC champion?
I mean, it would mean everything to me. He's also like one of my best friends. I'm really close to the kid, so it would be. He's a great dude, a really great dad, and it would be cool to see him and his family win this belt.
Absolutely, and not to look far ahead, obviously you have a massive challenge in Max ahead of you, but it seems like on the horizon after that is Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's never been beaten. How much do you look forward to potentially taking on that challenge in Dustin's corner?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look too far ahead, but I love any fight he's in. You know, all these big names. He's so exciting. It's like it was. I mean, I'm also a huge fight fan, so these challenges excite me. When I found out Dustin was fighting Gaethje, you know, I mean, it wasn't a big call, but everyone knew this was going to be fight of the year. You know, and it was. You know, it's. I'm excited for the Max fight. I'll be excited for the Khabib fight. And I'm a fight fan, and I'm a fan of Dustin, and for good reason. He always brings it, right? Every fight is amazing from bell to bell. Somebody's always going down. You know, somebody's going to get cracked. I mean, it's the same as Gaethje. Gaethje's always fun to watch. It's going to be good.
And I know you like to keep it humble. You're not the boisterous type, but are you willing to go out on a limb and make a prediction on how Dustin gets this done April 13th?
I think he beats him with pressure. You know, I think he beats him with superior punching power and pressure.